In this video, I will give you a house tour of how my 86-year-old abandoned house in Tokyo looked like 1 week after demolition started. If you're interested in renovation or how the structures of old Japanese houses look like, this video is for you. Because you might be a little bit surprised. They don't build like we do in Europe or America. This was もともと壁だったんですね。So during the pandemic, Japan was closed for almost 3 years and I didn't leave Japan one single time. This video is taken the night before I went back to Sweden for the first time in 3 years. I remember how happy and how kind of nervous I was. Me and my younger sisters, we planned this for a few months. I went back to Sweden with a house in Tokyo that looked like this. You'll see the termites in the end. You'll see the beautiful doors to the backyard where I wanted to build a Swedish sauna. And you'll also see the structure of the house. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Let's go. House tour. Week 5. Renovating my Japanese house in Tokyo. やばいんですよ。そうしてみてね。次にどうになるか早速やっていきましょうか。Yep, this is how the entrance looked. Just things, trash everywhere. And as I explained in previous videos, trash disposal in Japan, or specifically in Tokyo, is a pain in the beep. And all the trash needed to be sorted. Wood there, concrete there, burnables over there, glass there, and then electronics in one pile. And no, as I've said before, I'm in Tokyo. If you burn something here, the police will come in 1 minute. Talking to my Japanese neighbors, my area used to be Japanese rice fields called tambo in Japanese. So the soil is pretty good apparently. But as you see, no insulation was used whatsoever. And the floor used to be 50-60 centimeters over the soil. Also the walls, no insulation at all. Newly built Japanese houses, Japanese structures are using way more insulation than this. But if you ask Japanese people why they're not using insulation in older Japanese houses, you usually get the same answer, whoever you ask. Japanese houses are, in comparison to Swedish houses, built for summers. That's why they have this air gap under the floor, to let fresh air breathe under the house. And why is this good with a breathable house? Because mold won't grow. You might have a cold winter, but the summers will be more bearable without using coolers, for example. In these white bags called garabukuro in Japanese, I put all the wattle and daub trash, the Japanese tsuchikabe. Thank you so much for teaching me the English terms. I only know the Japanese terms by now, but I'm still learning a lot from your comments, so please keep on doing that. I found this window with Tatsumasa-san, a chashitsu no mado, and it was hidden under a piece of plywood on both sides, so I had no idea this used to be a beautiful window made out of bamboo. If you ask my neighbors, this window is probably original from 1936. And yes, this house survived the fire bombings during the war. But it has been rebuilt since and added on a second floor in the 70s, apparently. If you watched my previous videos, I told you I was quoted $18,000 to get rid of trash. That amount was only the leftover things the previous owner left in the house and did not include any constructional waste at all. I was going to Sweden the night after I shot this, and it looks quite empty of things. But it's mostly because I cleaned it up, made the wood smaller and put it outside on the backside of the house. And in the back of my mind, I was really nervous and I had no idea how I was gonna get rid of all this wood and trash. Yep, that's where the kitchen used to be. I'm still using those windows up there. And I kind of built it in with 15 square meter of tiles. You'll see in a few videos. This back door here is for that time's Uber Eats. Because delivery guys were not supposed to use the same entrance as the people living in the house. Instead of having 3-4 different rooms on this 45 square meter big area, I immediately knew that I wanted an open space. The only problem was the sunlight. I wanted to add a big see-through window on this wall here to the left. But for earthquake safety, I couldn't really do that. And this really bothered me. How am I gonna add sunlight within the kitchen? And this was an even bigger worry. This is where the termites are, or where they used to be, I thought. And the termites have been there for a long time. The right pillar here is completely eaten. And the left pillar was added later on for more strength. Also, the new pillar in the ceiling there was also added. But it was kind of made in a DIY style, so I didn't really trust this construction. Ah, look at this! Goosebumps. I had no idea how to deal with this. Earthquakes and termites. And on top of this pillar was in the wrong position. This was where I wanted my dining table to be. When I bought this house about a month earlier, my idea was to do entirely DIY. I wasn't gonna hire anyone except for the electricity. I dedicated a budget and I dedicated time. But the more time I spent in here, the more I realized that I probably needed to get professional help to renovate this old house. But I didn't know how by then. I am 187 centimeter tall, and one thing I realized after taking away the floor was that having a high ceiling makes your home feel more spacious. Under the staircase here we had the vinyl collection, and a lot of you guys asked about the newspaper here from 1936. Look at this. At this moment I wanted to keep it, and honestly I have no idea what it says here. If someone can translate, please let me know. I speak and read fairly well in Japanese, but these are some kanjis I've never seen before. Here to the right, we have some furniture I wanted to keep. Very naive of me. And I kept them there for a few months. I probably moved them around 15-20 times until I actually got rid of them. Beautiful chests, and I kept them for many months, moved them around. But in the end, I just ended up throwing them away. And actually paid money to throw them away. Quite sad. So to keep the high ceilings, here you see, the floor is about 50-60 centimeters over the dirt. And my idea was to lower it up until there, where I have my hand right now. But would that be doable? Will the termites come straight away? Will the mold come straight away? I didn't know. There was a lot of things I had to do research about. But these were my design ideas. That would make my Sangenjaya house, my house in Tokyo, look beautiful. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't know how to get there just yet. Here we had another problem. The extremely steep staircase. Look at it. But how would I build a new staircase? Could I just take away some beams in the ceiling? Or how would I do this? I've built a small staircase in one of my other units, but this big of a construction I've never been involved in before. How would I do this? The beam you see right here, I cannot even stand straight in the staircase. And it's about 80 centimeter wide only. Yeah, you see, it touches my chest right there. これは取れないんですよ。これはストラクチャー的に、構造的には取れないから。今の一番上の段階はこっちなので、このカーブを取りました。Yep, you don't want to walk this staircase at night. And I remember how excited I was to actually get back to Japan again, finish the demolishing, just throw away all the trash, and start working for real. Start building it up again. But in order to do that, I needed some professional help to consult about the staircase and the termites. And also about lowering the floors. Was that possible? Was that doable? Could you actually do that? But there were more things that had to be decided as well. Where would you put the kitchen? Would you change the layout of the kitchen? How would you put the staircase? Would you make it start over there or where we are right now? Would you change the layout of the bathroom? Would you change the placement of the toilets? How would you do it? Would you add extra windows? Would you add insulation? Yep, you would. Would you put in double glazed windows? None of the windows you see here in this house right now is double glazed. And none of them is see-through either. They're like toilet windows for privacy. It's very common in Japan because the neighbors live so close by. The piece of land to this house is only 66 square meter big. And in Japan, they usually don't count sizes in inch or meters as we do in Europe or America. They say tsubo. The following cut is from my Japanese channel and was taken the same day, about my projections of this house, how I wanted it to be, how it was gonna look like, and what my hardships were. My thoughts at this exact time. What do you think, guys? This will be a very cool Scandinavian house. On the second floor, I will keep it very Japanese with the tatamis, and on the first floor, I will make it very modern. I really believe in that idea of creating such a house where you really feel the gap between new and old, Japanese and Scandinavian. This house will be really cool. First of all, I need to throw away all the trash in here. When all the trash is gone, my mind will be a little bit more clear about what has to be done. I have a pretty good vision about what I want to do. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it just yet. Also remember, I'm on a pretty tight budget as well. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to Stockholm for the first time in 3 years to see my family and friends. A 26-hour flight. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching till the end.
Yeah. I mean, my friend helped me on Monday, and then I had another friend helping me on Wednesday.
Wow, impressive.
And now here we are.
Impressive. 突き出てるんですね。
そうですね。
ね